Hello, 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 hello. Welcome in, everyone. How are we doing today? We are joined by my lovely friend Melcy, and we'll be reading together. We'll be doing one page each. We'll be doing one page each, and she'll be doing the voices of the characters. Would you like to introduce yourself, Melcy?
Again, you guys always know you're very I am Marcy, Witch Queen Marcy. How you guys doing today? There go Taco, who rated me the other day. Little goober you. Hey guys.
Yes. Lovely Melcy is here. Let me just turn up your volume a little bit.
Go to wrong string. That's great.
Thank you for the consumer desire. I'll have something now. I'll have some water now. Also, yes, Melcy randomly meows when she gets headpats.
I mean, I meow for that too, but I also just randomly meow.
True. But yes, previously, what happened? Jamie and Frankenstein go to the infirmary, and Jamie gets a medical checkup because of his neck. You know, he was strangled. When he gets asked what his name is, and he says, "Oh, my name is Jamie Carpenter," the doctor seems very shocked. The plot thickens.
10 minutes ago, thank you.
Henry Sode and Frankenstein have a conversation, and Frankenstein seems to not be completely loyal to Henry, and is loyal to someone else related to Jamie. Perhaps his parents? To him? Who knows? Anyway, he says he'll be truthful to Jamie, whatever question he asks. Then we go back in time to 1892, and Van Helsing tells a group of politicians and important people about the existence of vampires. Half think it's bollocks, but the other half are scared shitless. I'd be scared shitless. He speaks of an epidemic, how things will get more dangerous, and how he needs to set something up, precautions to stop it. He also makes fun of a man for lying about hunting a tiger. But yes, that's where we are. Let me... All right. We'll begin shortly. Where's my book not appearing? There we go. Nice, Silver. Yeah, let me share my screen. I'm sorry. There we go. There we go.
Okay. Perfect.
Is that okay?
Of course. Yeah.
And simple dark humor on one-to-one conversations. Yes, but not on stream. But yes, let's begin now, shall we? I'll do the first page. Chapter 11. The morning after. Jamie woke shortly before dawn. He raised his groggy head from the pillow and saw an ivy drip running down to a needle that had been placed in his forearm. He didn't remember its insertion, didn't remember much of how the previous day had ended after the girl had attacked him in the hangar.
He pushed back the sheets and blankets and swung his legs off the bed. He was wearing a white medical robe and was scanning the room for his clothes when a wave of nausea rolled through him, and he thought for a horrible second that he was going to vomit. His throat hurt, and it was painful to breathe. He raised a hand to his neck, felt a swollen ridge of flesh tender to the touch, and winced. He closed his eyes and lowered his head between his knees, and after a minute or two, the sick feeling passed. He was about to get down from the bed when the door at the end of the room opened, and the doctor walked briskly into the infirmary. "Mr. Carpenter," he said, "please lie back down."
The man's voice was familiar and full of authority, and Jamie did as he was told. The doctor examined his bruised throat, pricked his finger, and drew blood, shone a small flashlight in his eyes, then slid the needle out of his arm and pronounced him much improved.
"How do we feel?" he asked Jamie. "I feel okay," he replied.
Rubbing the neat circular bruise left by the needle.
I don't remember how I got here. Did Frankenstein bring me?
The doctor
Doctor
nodded.
nodded. Oh, okay.
When it's parts with dialogue in, I'll do all the non-dialogue. But if it's
Got it.
pages of just normal, then we switch in between pages.
Alright.
Also, Victor, no TikTok today because for some reason it won't pick up anything. It'll only pick stuff up from my mic and not from my headset. So people wouldn't be able to hear Marcy if I streamed on TikTok. And then, yeah, so that's why I'm not on TikTok.
I gotta check my TikTok one day if it does that too.
The doctor nodded.
Brought you in, then stayed with you most of the night. He only left a couple hours ago. He asked me to remind you when you woke up that you were to go and see him before you talk to anybody else. He asked me to make sure you understand that. Do you? I suppose so.
The doctor drew a PDA from his pocket and tapped a number of keys with the plastic pen.
I want you to come back and see me this afternoon, he said. The bruising is down and you're no longer dehydrated. You may still be suffering from a degree of post-traumatic stress, but under circumstances, I'm going to discharge you. Is that what you wish?
Jamie nodded.
Okay then. Rest here as long as you like, and when you're ready to, you can get dressed and go and find your friend. He asked me to give you this.
The doctor reached into his pockets again, withdrew a piece of paper, and handed it to Jamie. On it, written in beautiful cursive handwriting, were 2 short lines of text.
Level E, room 19. Jamie took it from the doctor's hand without a word. The man hovered for a moment as if slightly unsure of what to do next, then favored Jamie with a smile and a brief nod of his head and walked back out of the infirmary. Jamie lay still for a few minutes, then sat back up, grunting at the pain in his neck and arm, and pushed himself off the bed. He wobbled, his legs unsteady beneath him, and reached and gripped the top of the white cabinet.
As his equilibrium returned, he looked around and saw his clothes, neatly folded on a low shelf on the other side of the infirmary. He walked gingerly over to them and dressed himself, slowly, searching for the memories of the previous night. Then, he looked around the infirmary and gasped as his faltering memory was jogged into life. A man was lying in one of the beds on the other side of the room, his eyes closed, his chest rising and falling slowly. Jamie walked over and stood beside him, watching the man breathe. His skin was brighter than it had been the previous night, but it was still pale. His right arm was swathed in bandages, and blood ran steadily from an ivy hung above his bed. Jamie watched, fascinated, as the crimson liquid crawled down the plastic tube and slid into the man's vein. There was someone else. There was a boy. The memory hit him hard, and he looked over at the door-marked theater. A dark shape lay beyond the frosted glass, and he walked towards it. He hesitated, standing in front of the door, then pushed it slowly open.
A teenager lay in a single bed in the middle of the room. Beside him, a tall array of equipment beeped and flashed steadily, and the green line spiked slowly over and over. Wires ran from the machine were attached to the boy's chest and arms. His eyes were closed, and his skin was ghostly white. Jamie stood by the door, frozen, staring at him. He's my age. He's just a kid. Slowly, he crossed the room and stood beside the starched white bed. What happened to you? He whispered. He was bitten,
Replied a voice from behind him, and Jamie's heart leapt in his chest. He spun around and saw the doctor who had examined him, standing in the open doorway.
What are you doing here?
the man asked.
I remember seeing him in the hangar.
Replied
Replied
Jamie,
Is he going to be alright? Did you touch anything?
asked the doctor, ignoring Jamie's question. He shook his head.
Is he going to be alright?
He repeated, his voice rising ever so slightly. The doctor walked to the end of the bed, pulled a metal chart from a clip, scanned it quickly, and replaced it. Then he rubbed his eyes and looked at Jamie.
It's too early to say,
He said softly.
He lost an enormous amount of blood and his heart stopped as we were transfusing. We resuscitated him, but his brain may have been damaged by the lack of oxygen. We induced a coma to give him the best chance. Now we just have to wait.
Jamie stared blankly at the doctor. His heart stopped. We induced a coma. His heart stopped.
How long?
He managed.
How long until you know if he's alright?
The doctor shrugged.
A few days, maybe longer. Once the swelling on his brain has gone down, we'll wake him up, and then we'll see.
The man shook his head quickly, and when he looked at Jamie again, it was all business.
Go on, get out of here.
He said.
Go and find Colonel Frankenstein.
Mrs. Yu, he's still speaking.
Yeah. And don't come in here again without permission. This boy is in a very delicate condition. The next 24 hours are vital.
Jamie backed towards the door, unable to tear his gaze from the teenager's blank, pale face. There were no lines on his skin, no wrinkles or blemishes. He looked like a mannequin.
What's his name?
He asked as he reached the open door.
Matt,
said the doctor, who was consulting the chart for a second time. He didn't look up as he answered.
Matt Browning.
You can read this page.
Jamie walked down the corridor outside the infirmary, keeping his eyes on the gray walls, looking for a lift. Just before the corridor ended in a flat black screen that stretched from floor to ceiling, he saw a button marked Call outlined on the wall to his right. He pressed his thumb to the button and waited. Seconds later, the wall in front of him slid open, revealing a metal lift. He stepped inside and examined the fluorescent yellow buttons set into the black panel at waist height. They were marked 0, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, and the C button was glowing red.
Well, at least I know where I am. That's a start. He looked at the piece of paper the doctor had given him. Level E, 2 more floors down. He was suddenly overcome with a desire for sunlight and fresh air. He didn't want to go further into the depths of this strange place. He pressed the 0 button. The door slid closed silently behind him, and the lift started to rise with a soft whirring noise and a gentle rattling of metal. When the doors opened again, Jamie found himself looking down yet another grey corridor. However, at the end of this new passage were a pair of double doors striped with yellow and black, and he had a feeling that these led back into the hangar where he had been attacked.
He walked towards the doors, noticing as he did so a thin digital ticker set into the wall above them, yellow-green capital letters scrolling right to left over and over. 0652-22.10.09-shift pattern normal-threat level 3.
10 to 7. My alarm wouldn't even go off for another 55 minutes if I was at home. He crept up to the double doors and inched one of them open. The huge sliding doors that opened onto the runway were now shut, and the hangar was deserted. Jamie walked out into the middle of the huge room. painfully aware of the quiet slapping noise his trainers made on the concrete floor. He walked across to the door at the right-hand edge of the giant double doors and tried its handle. It turned, and he stepped through it into the cool, bright morning air.
Jamie's carpeted jog across the wide concrete landing area in front of the hangar, then cut onto the grass, heading towards the long runway that sliced through the center of the vast circular base. He sprinted across it, his feet pounding the tarmac, his arms pumping, his mother's face looming large in his mind, his heart heavy with worry. He bore right and darted between two of the long metal huts that lined this side of the runway. Hit open grass and accelerated, running towards the high wire fence in the distance and the red laser net beyond it. The giant projector rippling above him, hanging in the clear sky like a painted cloud.
But as he approached the fence, he saw something that seemed totally out of place. About 50 yards inside the high wire wall, a circular section of the grass, perhaps 20 feet in diameter, had been dug up and replaced by a rose garden. A waist-high, red brick wall ran around the edge, with an opening facing away from the fence and back towards the base. Inside, a thin path of wooden boards widened into a semicircular area against the back wall, flanked on both sides by roses of every conceivable color: red, white, pink, yellow, even a purple so dark it was almost black.
Jamie slowed his pace and walked through the gap in the wall. He was immediately overcome by the scent of the flowers, the subtle difference aroma of the many varieties mingling into a heady, pungent smell so rich and luxurious that it took his breath away. He wandered down the narrow wooden path, intoxicated by the garden's incongruous.
Incongruent, which means it doesn't really go well with it,
Oh,
I think. Let me
incongruous
double
beauty.
check. Yeah, not in harmony or in keeping with the surroundings. It
Oh,
doesn't sort of go along with it.
got
And hi,
you.
Ice, and hi, Frogfather. How are you both doing? I'm doing well, aside from being a bit sleepy. How are you
Hi
guys?
guys. Yeah, she's a very sleepy girl today. Very
Yes,
sleepy.
I am doing a collab with the lovely Matzi.
Nah.
You can see on top of my head.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Intoxicated by the garden's incongruous beauty. At the back of the garden, Jamie could see a small bronze plaque set into the brick wall. He crouched down in front of it and read the words that had been engraved on it in simple, elegant lettering.
In remembrance of John and George Harker, who died as they lived together. Jamie sat down next to the plaque, his back to the wall, then closed his eyes. He sat there for a long time, feeling the scent of roses in the air, more alone than he had ever felt in his life, wondering where his mother was, if she was still even alive.
Sometime later, he could not have said how long, he heard the soft crunch of footsteps coming across the grass. From his low vantage point, he couldn't see beyond the walls of the garden, and so he waited for whoever was approaching to present themselves. The head that approached above the low brick wall was grayish green with a shock of black hair combed comically neatly into a side parting, and two thick metal bolts emerging from the neck below. Frankenstein stepped through the entrance to the garden, turning his enormous frame sideways so he would fit through the gap, and walked along the wooden path. That thump of his feet against the boards deafening loud, an ominous sound of odds with a gentle smile that regarded Jamie as the monster approached.
Marcy, someone's
Frankenstein.
saying hi to you.
Oh, hi, Justin. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Frankenstein wore a dark grey suit, the white shirt open at the collar. The huge metal tube that he had fired in Jamie's living room, again hanging from his right hip. He sat down next to Jamie, without a word, seemingly perfectly content to enjoy the garden and the morning sun that was bathing in it, which was bathing it in a warm, yellow light.
Yeah.
Also, hi, thank you for the head pats. How are you doing, lovely?
How did you find me? Yeah.
Thank you for the shout out, Melissa. Hold on, let me shout out you real quick.
Like, why not?
There we go. Everyone, if you like silly streams, if you like chaotic streams, if you like relaxing streams, Marcy has them all.
I do. I'm a variety streamer. I do everything. I'm here with Solace with the relaxing, calming voices. That I'm over elsewhere being chaotic little kitty.
Hi, Agent. Welcome in. How you doing? Oh,
Welcome
a pretty sad height.
in.
Never mind. I'm doing good. And I hope your tummy feels better, Claire. You take care of
Yeah,
yourself,
poor
alright?
Claire always has something going on. I feel so bad for her.
Marcy, you can give her
Bless you,
tummy
Claire.
rubs.
Of course, always.
Meep, meep.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's continue. Meep, meep.
How did you find me?
Jamie asked quietly, his gaze focused on the roses in front of him, rather than on the men beside him.
Infrared sensors in the ground.
Frankenstein replied, his voice irritatingly cheerful.
You left a nice red hate trail on the monitors. Wasn't hard to find.
Jamie grunted.
So you found me. What do you want? I want to talk to you, Jamie. There are things you need to know. Things that are going to be hard for you to accept. Like what?
The monster looked away, and when he spoke, it was in a soft voice.
A long time ago, I made a promise to protect the Carpenter family. One of your ancestors saved me, and in his memory, I've kept my word for more than half a century. Saved your life? Yes.
Frankenstein replied, then looked at Jamie.
But that's not the story I want to tell you now. That's one for another time. But don't ask me. I'm not going to tell you, so let's not waste any time.
Jamie looked at the monster. Frankenstein was regarding the teenager with something that seemed close to love. Ayo.
Huh?
Marcy, I think Frankenstein is a pedophile. They wondered what had happened to provoke such loyalty. Suddenly, Frankenstein's fury in the hangar made sense. He had let Jamie get away from him, in a place where anything could have happened to him.
Sorry, my screen is being blue screen right now, so I can't read.
Oh,
What the?
no. Is it maybe I'll tap and go back on?
No.
That may help.
It's a redeem. It's a redeem.
Oh,
Um, you called me a garbage. You said Frankenstein is that. What the? Okay. I was shocked for. I'm still stunned over that. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
he said.
Yeah. Being attacked. God damn it, Justin! All the heck you're trying to read. He said. So is that it? I'm guessing it isn't. I concluded that the best way for me to continue to honor that promise to tell you what I think you need to know. I think it's too late for your life to ever go back to your normal. If it ever was, would you agree? Yes?
Said Jamie. Simply. Frankenstein nodded and began to talk.
My suspicions would be that your father never really told you very much about your family. Am I correct? Ow! He told me I had an uncle who died when I was very young, and that my granddad was a pilot in the World War II. That's about it. Oh my gosh, Chester, stop names! I love you, but stop, I'm trying to read!
Mercy, if you get
I
the,
had a bunch of screen interruptions, sorry.
Mercy, I think, for these streams, when we're reading, if you could go in your viewer
Yeah.
rewards, then channel redeems, you can remove some of the redeems
I
for
know,
certain streams.
I know I should have. I ate and took a nap and then I hopped right the stream. I should have turned them off.
It's okay, lovely.
God damn it, Chester. Yeah. But those things are true. Your uncle Christopher had died at birth when your father was 6 years old, and John, your grandfather, was a highly decorated pilot. He flew a hurricane. He flew a hurricane through the Battle of Britain. Did you know that?
Jamie shook his head.
He was a fine man. By 1939, he'd been out of the RFA for 9 years, but he re-enlisted the day Britain declared war on Hitler's Germany against the wishes of your great grandfather, who is the man with whom this story really begins. Wee wee wee. I don't know anything about him, said Jamie. I don't even know his name. His name was Henry Carpenter. He was a good man as well, at least the equal of his sons, and everything that had happened to your family for the last 120 years, everything that happened to you and your mother yesterday can be traced back to the fact that he worked for a truly great man, a legend whose name I suspect you would know, Professor Abraham von Helsing.
Jamie laughed, a short, derisory noise, like a dog's bark. He didn't mean to, and the monster swung him a look of deep annoyance, but he couldn't help it. Come on, seriously?
Von Helsing wasn't real.
He said, smiling at the monster.
I've read Dracula.
Frankenstein returned Jamie's smile.
Believe it or not, he said, that will make this considerably easier. I've read Frankenstein too,
Said Jamie quickly, before he lost his nerve.
Good for you.
Said the monster.
Might I be allowed to continue? Okay.
Said Jamie, disappointed. It had taken all his courage to mention Mary Shelley's novel.
Give me 1 second.
It's okay, take your time.
Thank you. Now, there are certain truths that you are simply going to have to come to terms with, and the quicker the better. Professor Von Helsing was real. The Dracula story and all the people in it is real. It happened almost exactly as that lazy drunk stoker wrote it down. The vampire seductiveness who attracts Harker from his escape plans are fictional. The wishful thinking of the author, as is the Count's ability to turn into a bat, or a wolf, or anything else for that matter. And the happy ending that Stoker attached, none of the men who survived ever returned to Transylvania, for reasons I'm sure are understandable, but the rest is close enough. All of which means, in case you need it spelled out for you, that vampires are real. Although that shouldn't be too hard for you to believe. You met two yesterday.
Jamie felt like he had been punched in the stomach.
The girl who attacked me? The girl was a vampire. That's correct. As with the man I fried at in your living room. His name is Alexander. Wait, Alexandru. And he is the main reason we're sitting here now, having this conversation. Who is he? What will he do to my mother? I'll get to him. The business with Dracula occurred in 1891, 2 years after your great-grandfather took work in Professor Von Helsing's house. The men who survived the journey to Transylvania, whose names you no doubt know. Harker,
said Jamie distantly.
One of them was called Harker.
He turned and looked at the bronze plaque
Oh.
on the garden wall and saw the names engraved on it and felt things start to click into place in his mind. You believe him? Or are starting to, at least. My God.
Jonathan Harker.
Frankenstein replied.
That's right. He, along with Professor Van Helsing, John Seward, and Arthur Holmwood, swore an oath when they returned home, a promise they would remain vigilant and deal with Dracula again if he was ever required.
There was a sharp intake of breath from the teenager.
It wasn't.
Frankenstein continued quickly.
Trust me, he's dead. Unfortunately, he was not the only vampire in the world, merely the first and the most powerful. He was the man once, the prince of a country called Wallachia, named Vlad Tepes, a terrible man who butchered thousands of people in 1475. His army lost its final battle, and he disappeared along with most of his supporters until he appeared a year later in Transylvania, calling himself Count Dracula. With him were his three most loyal guard generals from the Wallachian army. It could be Wallachia. Wallachia? It might be Wallachia. I think it's German. Army.
Valerie,
Three
I'd say.
brothers. Yeah, no, talk about the country name Wallachia. I think it's
Wallachian.
Wallachia. I think is
Wallachian?
Isn't it German? If
I
it's
have
German,
no
it's
idea.
Wallachia. I don't know. If it's German, it's Wallachia. If it's not, it's Wallachia.
Very
Anyways,
nice.
three brothers: Valery, Alexandru, who you met yesterday, and Valentine. As a reward for their loyalty, Dracula made them like him, along with their wives, and for 400 years, they were the only vampires in the world. Their power and their immortality jealously guarded by Dracula, who forbade them from turning anyone else. But when Dracula was killed, the rules died with him, and the brothers began to convert a new army of their own. In the last years of the 19th century, the conditions began to spread, and is still spreading.
Frankenstein paused, then cleared his throat, a deep sound like a bulldozer's engine starting up.
This organization, the base you're in now, the people you met yesterday, it all grew from the promise those men made to be vigilant. They grew exponentially throughout the 20th century, founding equivalent organizations in Russia, America, India, Germany, and Egypt, becoming what you see around you.
Frankenstein gave Jamie a sly grin.
Which, to all intents and purposes, doesn't exist. The only people outside the organization who know about us are the Prime Minister and the Chief of the General Staff. No one ever acknowledge its existence or tell anyone they remember as your grandfather was, and your father, and as you would have been offered a chance to be in almost 5 years' time.
Frankenstein stopped talking. Jamie waited to see if he had merely paused, and once it became clear that he was finished, tried to think of a way to respond to what he had just been told.
So,
He began.
what you're telling me is that my dad was a secret agent who fought vampires for a living, real vampires who actually exist in the real world, is...
We just copy paste this. Don't worry about why I'm copy pasting it. Definitely not anything to do with my recap.
Is that right? Is that what you're asking me to believe? I'm telling you the truth.
Frankenstein replied.
I can't make you believe it. You know, to realize how crazy this sounds, though, surely? I know, it's a lot to take in, and I'm sorry you had to hear it like this, but it is the truth. But vampires? Not just vampires.
Answered the monster.
Werewolves, mummies, zombies, any number of other monsters. Werewolves? Come on.
He's so done with this.
Yes, Jamie, werewolves. Full moon, silver bullets, all that stuff? Silver bullets are unnecessary.
said Frankenstein.
Normal bullets will work just fine, but the moon controls them as it always has.
Jamie's interest was piqued, despite his skepticism.
What are they like?
He
He asked.
he
He
asked.
asked. Have you ever seen one?
Frankenstein nodded.
They are terrible, tormented creatures.
He said.
Savage and instinctive. I hope you never encounter one.
Jamie paused.
And where do you fit into all this?
He asked, cautiously.
You're a well-read boy.
Frankenstein replied dryly. Drily?
You work it out. Drily? Yeah. I guess it's dry. I don't know. In a matter of fact, oh, okay. You work it out. But that was just a novel.
Jamie replied.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry,
You're
my
so
eyes just
sleepy.
hurting.
Yeah, you're so sleepy. It's okay.
Jamie replied.
Like Dracula? Well, yes.
Frankenstein
Well,
looked
yes.
away.
I get them mixed up just now. That miserable little girl.
He said, quietly, almost to himself.
She gave my pain to the world as entertainment.
Jamie tried another angle.
So, what happened the night my father died? I mean, what really happened?
For a moment, he didn't think the monster was going to respond. Frankenstein was staring into the distance, lost in his memories. But then he shook his head as if trying to clear it and answered.
Shut up, Jester. I know I swapped the forces by accident. Shut up. Ow! Welcome in, Ons. Being rude and bunky as always. Welcome in. Ah, goodness gracious. Yeah. I don't think you're ready to hear about that yet.
The cruelty of this statement almost broke Jamie's heart. He composed himself, though not so quickly that the watching Frankenstein failed to notice, and continued.
What about yesterday?
He asked.
Alexandru has been looking for you and your mother ever since your father died. Yesterday, he found you.
Frankenstein replied. He saw the look on Jamie's face and anticipated the question that was coming.
We don't yet know how, but he did. Why am I still alive? The girl, Larissa, her name is, supposed to kill you. She didn't do it. Why? We don't know that either. She says she won't talk to anyone except you. Me?
Jamie asked, his eyes suddenly wide.
Why me? Don't worry about that now. What about my mother? Is she dead? Our assumption is that your mother is being ransomed by Alexandru. Ransomed for what?
Frankenstein looked at the boy with great sadness.
For you, Jamie.
The monster and the boy sat in silence for a long time, letting those 3 terrible words sink in, until, eventually, Frankenstein stood up. His shadow engulfed Jamie entirely, and he reached a hand down to the boy, who took it and let himself be brought to his feet. Frankenstein led him along the wooden path and out of the rose garden. They walked in silence across the vast field towards the open dome, towards the low dome, until they crossed the empty runway and Jamie finally spoke again.
did he call all this?
He asked, his voice thick with emotion. My mother. My mother, the thing in grey, and the thing in the grey coat has my mother.
This.
Frankenstein replied, sweeping an arm to indicate the huge circular base.
This is classified military installation 303-F, but everyone calls it the Loop, for reasons I'm sure you're clever enough to work out.
Jamie glanced around at the enormous circular base and smiled.
Not the base.
He said.
The organization. What's the organization called?
Frankenstein smiled.
I'll let Admiral Sword tell you that.
He answered.
I'm about to take you to him now. He's going to have to wait. And why is that? Because I want to see the girl who tried to kill me yesterday, right now.
And that is the end of that chapter. Meep, meep. Marcy, I'm being threatened to be punched. Help me.
No punching the Daemon.
Yeah.
Only cuddles. Cuddles and head pats.
Maybe not cuddles, but head pats, okay.
Well, I ain't curling your lap and cuddles, so I get cuddles.
Mm-hmm. Meep, meep.
Yeah.
No punching.
Meep, meep.
Okay.
Yeah, no punch. Behave. Angry Marcy, behave.
But yes, that's the end of that section. Now, how are you feeling, Marcy?
Oh, that should be my question to you. You don't want to sleepy and not feeling okay. How do you feel?
I've got my pain in my left eye, so I think this is where I'll have to end it for today. So I really hope you all enjoyed. I apologize for the short stream. Marcy, you gonna keep streaming?
No, I'm gonna end my stream here. Take me a good long nap because I got a third collab in a couple of hours. So
You got lots of
get
rest,
ready
okay?
to me, and I raid out to someone
Oh,
else.
I have
But,
I have a friend who I'm gonna raid out into who does
that works.
art.
It's
So,
rare
yes.
to see you raid out. That's why I was suggesting it.
Also, I don't know. I'm not very good with physical contact, but head pats are fine.
But you allow me in your lap to cuddle. I'm a kitty.
Yes, Marcy likes cuddles. But yes, I'll leave the collaboration, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, night,
Yes,
anytime it is for you.
See you next time.
Just stay safe, eat cake, and don't panic. The stream we will be raiding into is 18 plus, though. So if you're under the age of 18 or are uncomfortable with a certain language, I do not recommend joining on this raid. Thank you, everyone,
And
again, and bye-bye.
We're raiding into a dash of nerd who's been live for over 10 hours. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.